Though small in size, Gibraltar is home to one of the largest bunkering ports in the Mediterranean and the largest in the Western Med. But like every industry across the globe, it hasn't been immune to the consequences of COVID. Those working in bunkering here have done their best to stay afloat by continuing services for technical calls to the Rock. Though the government suspended cruise calls with passengers from the 13th of March, it has allowed technical calls with strict conditions to continue, unlike other European bunkering spots such as Barcelona, which introduced a blanket ban on all cruise calls to its ports. Allowing technical calls to continue has helped the industry stay afloat, but local operators say global demand for bunkering is still down by almost 30%, and the decline has spurred on other issues too.
Affecting bunkering at the moment is the credit side of the business. A lot of customers that historically were considered to be strong and credit worthy are now we're having to take a strong, hard look at those companies before engaging in business with them.
But not all areas of bunkering have been affected. CEPSA told GBC that its clients are usually commercial industrial vessels, which have remained operational throughout the pandemic. Giboil and Peninsula Petroleum, which work with vessels ranging from super yachts to tankers, observed that the yacht and cruise season have been heavily impacted and that there's been a significant drop in bunkering demand in these shipping sectors. Despite this, we've seen 26 technical calls to the Rock since cruise calls with passengers were suspended. For the same period last year, there were 42 cruise calls and 1 technical call. Many of these vessels are drifting in the area and continuously refueling, as it's cheaper to do this than dock somewhere permanently.
Typically what's happening at the moment is there isn't an empty tank in the whole of Europe, possibly most of the world. Most major players are stockpiling fuel because the forward pricing, the market's in contango, which means that the prices in 2 or 3 months' time are $100 higher than they are currently.
Royal Caribbean cruise liner Jewel of the Seas made a technical call last week and again on Monday. In between this time, it's been drifting on the east side of the Rock in a commercial area. GBC understands it's returning for another technical call this Sunday. Though the Rock's bunkering industry has managed to withstand the harshest effects of the pandemic due to provisions made for technical calls, bunkering across the globe is still facing reduced demand. We asked about the possibility of redundancies.
What I can say is that World Fuel Services is a very large company spread across 65 countries. What I am aware of is that we have taken advantage outside of Gibraltar of the furlough scheme that exists in various parts of the world. However, here in Gibraltar, we initially made a commitment with government and to our staff that there would not be anyone furloughed in Gibraltar. Longer term, obviously, it will depend on the business. But again, this crisis is finite. We need to pull together and get through it and support the community in every way we can.
Technical calls will continue for now, but with no signs of when cruise calls with passengers or yachts may return to the Rock, the forecast for the industry is still far from smooth sailing.